was just refreshing my coffee, because you gotta have it. Can't make music without coffee. Come on in, I'll take you to strapping headquarters. Oh, and my name's Jed. I'll be your brief tour guide. Just entering the, call it the common area. This is where you come to hang out, watch some TV, whatever. See all the records and stuff on the walls, bands have recorded here. One of my favorites right over here. Here, you see a little KD or a little Nickelback. Yeah, it's all fun. Surrounded by studios, they're everywhere. Upstairs, over here, in every room there's a studio. A lot of different people come here to work and play. If we listen close, you might be able to hear a little something going on. Of course, they stop right when we want them to, so let's continue down this darkened hallway. And of course, being the rebels that we are, we're in the back of the bus. If we listen, we can hear Byron tuning his bass. He's doing his tracks right now. I'm going to enter the secret code. 9 star. Green light means come on in. Let's go. All right. I'll just let you take it from here. Townsend doing his work. Making sure everything is synced up. Laying down some samples, some keyboards. We call this area Townsend Central. It's good fun.
What we did at the Armory was we recorded the drums, which are the final takes, Gene's performances, but over top of that, just so we'd have reference to know where we stood for the rest of the recording, I recorded a rough guitar track, Jed recorded a rough guitar track, Dave recorded some keyboard tracks. It was inconsistent as to what happens on each track, but there was always a reference as to where you are in the song and according to the drums. And those tracks we bring here as a reference for us to put down the real instruments like the bass, the guitar, and keyboards for the final takes. But with Gene's instruments, that's it. That's what we use. So.
I wasn't in the studio when we were doing drum tracks, because I was still on tour with Fear Factory. I was bummed that I missed those first few days. I really wanted to be there. I was calling Devin every day just to get so I know what was going on, you know.
Well, the first thing we did was we set up for guitars, and it took about a week and a half, 2 weeks from Jed and I to work through the guitars.
As we're doing bass, when Dev doesn't need to be with me, he's doing all the samples and keyboards and getting that stuff all together. And I think after we do bass, let's have a look at the chart. I think we'll be starting some keys, maybe some vocals. I think by the end of the week, we'll probably be doing some vocals in here, and that'll be great. And then we just piece it all together, you know, fit in all the keyboard samples, vocals, background vocals. I think we're gonna have some choir, like some kids come in, and some female vocals, and some big gang vocals with all our friends, you know, and getting them to be a part of the record, because we like to do that. We did that in the last record too. We had all our friends come down and just make everybody a part of it, you know.
In this part of the room here, we've got where I do the samples and keyboards, and where I'll be tracking the gang vocals and the kids vocals, and we got some like horns and violins and things coming in, right? So we'll do that all on the floor down there where the majority of the activity is going on. Set up a couple of stereo mics on either side of the room there, and put a whole bunch of buddies down there, and just get them to yell out words and phrases and melodies and things like that. And then up here, I kind of, in the master position, get to sit up here and do samples and keyboards and everything. This song's about having babies. So, Possession is a song about whether or not to have kids, and so we got the big heavy metal orgasm going on that results in kids saying "mommy" and "daddy." So we figured we'd find as many of them as we could and chuck them on there. It needs to be a heavy metal song about babies and pregnancy, right?
Even though we have all this technology, it still takes a long time to get everything the way we want it. Because now that we have the technology, we spend even more time to perfect it. You know, so it definitely does still take lots of time. After we're done recording in this room, Sean will be taking it to Green Jacket Studios in Richmond, which is Greg Reilly's studio, and he'll be mixing it there and mastering it there as well. Greg's done some killer stuff. He did the last Fear Factory record there, he mixed it there, and he did Devil Driver, and he's done a few other projects there. So it's just, you know, there's lots of gear there basically. It's got everything you need to do the mix.
We've moved. We were at Greenhouse doing guitars and bass, and here we're continuing at my studio, The Chunk, and this is vocals, keyboards, and extraneous mix things.
There are a lot of vocals that we've been laying down, but it comes together in such a way that it's just like, it's almost overwhelming to listen to, but it's unique, definitely, very unique and powerful.
For this particular record, it's like, man, there's really not a lot to prove anymore. It's like we've got a certain following, and you know, we've toured enough that there are going to be people that are going to buy our record, you know, regardless of whatever. So with that fan base, we figure, as opposed to trying to get into mass attention and try and really make something that a lot of people can like, let's just take the opposite and just like rape and abuse technology and just make something that people want to turn off. But it's going to be so intense and talented that it's going to be, if you do choose to listen to it, you're going to realize that it's solid from beginning to end and all the way through. But for the layman, I think it's really going to be terrifying. I really can't wait to do that. Maybe not even on a thematic way, but just in terms of just like sonically, it's just going to be like, oh God, like, oh, I don't want to hear that. There's a guy screaming and the drummer's going like this, but it all makes sense in some way. And, oh.
I think this record's going to be the best record we've ever done. I mean, everybody's at a place right now that where we're totally confident and we know what we want. What I hear, I'm loving it, and you know, my life is going great, and I'm just happy to be here. It's all good.
I can have this guitar and my big amp and come into a studio and go, you know, like, fuck, how cool is that, you know? So I don't complain too much.
Laying down keyboards and actually hearing all the intricacies of vocals and stuff that went into it was a really amazing experience, and it's one of the most incredible albums I've ever heard. So
again, I just don't speak my mind, but you know, I have this forum that I can really say it, you know what I mean? And it's like, and it seems to be that I have carte blanche. So I mean, with that in mind, you know, like, man, I feel really energetic, and I've actually never been more primed. I've never been more primed to do a record than this one. So it's like, it's going to be really interesting to see what turns out at the end of it, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of craziness that goes on during the making of it, and I also think that there's going to be some really heavy reactions to it at the end, because it's coming from a place that is really, excuse me, okay, joke out. It's coming from a place that's really pure, I think, you know what I mean? It's like, it's been a real shitty year, so it's like, you know, fuck! Give me a mic.